Hi, I'm Chris Martirano with American Music and Sound, back here with our great friends at Kraft Music, the home of those fantastic bundles, offering you amazing value. You also should know that Kraft can put together a custom bundle just for you. Just ask them and they'll be glad to help you. I'm here to talk about Studiologic's Mixface. This is a beautiful centerpiece for your setup that can control iOS devices over Bluetooth. It can control your virtual instruments in your computer, and it certainly functions as a great DAW controller, allowing you to mix your tracks, record solo tracks, and mute tracks. It's a very handsome device. It features 9 drawbars, or sliders, if you will. It features 8 encoders and 8 switches that can be momentary or they can be toggle. The Mixface has 2 different main functions. One is to control your DAW, offering you transport controls, the ability to drop in cue points and jump between cue points, the ability to solo tracks, mute tracks, arm tracks for recording, etc. And of course, use the faders to mix your tracks. The secondary function is really powerful. You can control over Bluetooth wirelessly iOS devices, your VI instruments and your iOS devices, or directly connect to your computer and control your VI devices. Very, very powerful. You have 2 scenes, meaning you have up to 16 sliders and a master slider, 16 encoders, and 16 switches when you're using it to control VI instruments. In DAW mode, you have groups of 8 tracks that you can switch between for an unlimited number of track control. The device can be added to any musical keyboard that has USB out on it and immediately will convert your instrument to a 4-zone controller. This means that if you're using a stage piano that normally gives you 1 split, if you connect it up now to Mixface, you now have 4 zones you can use to control external devices. This is very powerful. Think about the types of instruments you currently own and how this could broaden your application. The Mixface is designed to drop right on top of the Studiologic SL series, the 88 or the 73. It has a nice weight to it and a magnetic strip on the bottom, so you can see that it's very firmly attached to the keyboard. And again, with no glue and no sticky pads, it's just all magnetic. You then have the ability to directly communicate with the Studiologic Grand, the 73 or the 88, giving you more control. So now you get your sliders, now you get your encoders, now you get your switches. Really, really cool, in addition, of course, to the 3 joysticks. The unit can be powered via battery or USB. It also has a little stand on the bottom. You can click down if you want to put it on an angle, making it very handy to control. Okay, so I have my Mixface connected with a host connection coming USB from the Studiologic SL88, directly connected through USB. Then I have also the output sending the device now to my Mac so that my device can control my Mac. I'm running Digital Performer, which, by the way, the Studiologic Mixface comes configured to operate right away with Digital Performer, with things like Cubase, with Pro Tools, even Ableton Live. So there's an awful lot of control already mapped. So right now I'm using Digital Performer, and then I also have my iOS device connected via Bluetooth, running an app in the background on my iOS device that allows me to connect the Mixface directly to my iOS device over Bluetooth. So right now I'm going to start a sequence using the transport controls in Digital Performer. It's a piece recorded by a good friend of mine, Paolo Principi, and also his daughter is singing on it. And then I'm just going to do some standard mixing things. I'll be jumping around from cue points, soloing tracks, muting tracks, and then I'm going to start to introduce some of the instruments found on my iPad and also start editing some of the virtual instruments in my Mac while the sequence is playing. So again, I always have transport controls, I always have the ability to jump between cue points, and I always have the control over the DAW even when I'm editing the VIs. So here we go.
left, I thought I would be stronger.
I'm going to solo out our lead vocalist voice so we can hear it up close.
To tell you that I could not really see beyond the gates of this purgatory. I am so taken now.
Of course, my encoders will let me pan her voice left or right.
Memories still don't seem to fade. When I left, did you even wash your tears? 'Cause mine have been drying for days. Something in a way.
I'm going to solo out my piano, which is Synthogy Ivory, and I'm going to start playing with the parameters in that VI on my Mac. Now I'm going to introduce a VI in my Mac that is an Arturia B3 clone. I'm going to start using the sliders as drawbar controls.
Don't wanna find myself back in that place. I have wasted all my tears on the floor. It was no help for me, no saving grace. I have been trying for days. There was something in the way. Why am I crying for you, babe? Now I can't stop the rain. Time to move on anyway. Don't ask me why is that so long. Goodbye, I'm gone. 'Cause only sun in the summer lasts.
I'm going to introduce now a Mini Moog VI over Bluetooth in my iOS device.
Seem to last. It don't hold on, it's not coming back.
So you can see how powerful this device is. I'm just doing this all on the fly, but you can imagine this in the center of your setup when you can program user presets, name them and save them, and step through them and have these 4 zones controlling either over USB or over Bluetooth or Bluetooth and USB, all of your gear. It's a very, very powerful central part of your setup. So that's Studiologic's Mixface. I hope this video has given you some ideas about how the Mixface could fit into your setup. If you have more questions or you need more information, contact your sales advisor at Kraft Music. I'm Chris Martirano. Thanks again for watching.
'Cause only sun in the summer lasts. No holding on and no looking back. Even the sun doesn't seem to last. It don't hold on, it's not coming back. If I kept a hold